Hello, everybody. This is Cptn.Canuck Dota, and I'm back. Well, back in some senses. I just got back from TI. Actually got back from TI about a week ago, but I ended up getting sick because, nerd germs, a bunch of us sitting in a stadium all way too close together, screaming our heads off. It's bound to happen, but had a nasty cold, just getting over it, just getting my voice back, and figured, hey, what better time than now to start getting back into some content, particularly around TI. So there's a couple games that I wanted to talk about. The first one, though, that I just absolutely couldn't get my mind off of from what I watched throughout the week here was LGD versus Azure Ray Game 1. This was a really crazy series. This was a really crazy match, but it really set the tone for the series. There was lots of Chinese fans in attendance, and I found the majority of them were AR fans. There was a ton of blue swag out in the arena. People were getting really loud. There was big AR chants and stuff. It was really, really hype. I was expecting there to be more LGD fans, but yeah, let's get into breaking down this game. I really thought that this should have been AR's game. They had the momentum, they had the power in this game. I really thought that they were going to take it, but they let some questionable item choices and some some moments where they lacked confidence get in their way there. So we're going to talk through some of that. Let's get into it here. So the game starts with the lanes going mostly static, couple kills going LGD's way in the laning phase, but overall it's not too big of a deal. It's not insurmountable. It's nothing major. Minor advantage for LGD here. But you can see in the top lane here, AR, FY and Chalice are, they're doing okay, but FY diligently decides to just leave the lane, get out of there, and say, you know what, it's time to stack for my bristleback, get that economy rolling. So he leaves around the 5-minute mark, controls the top runes, and then he goes and stacks a triangle. And he stacks it and stacks it and stacks it and stacks it, and it ends up triple or maybe quad stacked here. Chalice farms it, and suddenly we're looking at a Bristleback with a Vanguard Ags at 15 minutes. So this is crucial. This is huge. Bristleback was a highly contested hero this TI, had a lot of first phase bans, was basically seen in none of the games from this series onwards. But this was a big reason why. Teams were really good at exploiting, the new Ags to flash farm, get really far ahead. He's really good at doing Tormentors and Roche, as we'll see in a minute. Fast forward a couple minutes further in the game, another couple kills are exchanged, Azure Ray go for Roche, and Chalice gets a Bloodstone, Shard, and an Aegis to top it off. So there's a 10k net worth lead for Azure Ray at 22 minutes with a 1-tower advantage. Things are looking great for them. By all means, this game is theirs to secure. They got to close it out. However, the game starts to come apart as LGD discover that the Bristle's actually pretty freaking easy to kill. Everybody knows that Silver Edge is good against passives, but adding the abduction that LGD has here is what makes it surefire. LGD not only has Magna Skewers, but they have the Venge swaps, and they have Deadshot Fears to reposition Bristle however they want. So you can see in some of these clips here, boom, he gets nabbed, boom, he gets nabbed. He's just getting taken away from his team, and therefore the save that's going to keep him alive through that break just isn't there. Azure Ray seems to think that, they've got the save, they've got the Shadow Demon, they've also got a Snapfire who could eventually get Nags maybe, but it just doesn't matter. They seem to believe that the solution here is just better save. You can see FY starting to itemize for it. He gets a Blink Dagger on a Shadow Demon, but Chalice just never lives long enough for FY to react and get an accurate Blink Disruption. There's a fight here where Chalice is getting abducted, and you can see that FY is in a perfect position. He is exactly one Blink Dagger's length away from Chalice, but then he's not, and that skewer takes him away, and he just can't get it done. So this begins a small itemization crisis for Chalice, who first grabs a BKB because, you need a BKB, you press the button, you're immune, whatever, you live, it's good against Muerta, whatever. But then you can see in his quick buy here, he flips back and forth between a Kaya Sange, a Shiva's, an Aeon Disc, and a Heart of Tarask. He flips back and forth between the three of them while he farms and dies over the next little bit here, and he only ever really just goes for a heart around the 42-minute mark, or he only gets it around there. I think, and I was screaming this strongly in the arena, I was like, why didn't he do it? I really think he needed to go Aeon. The abduction plays are just simply too strong. He's going to get caught. He's not going to be able to react fast enough. And the only item that can guarantee that he lives long enough to be saved or to have his team turn it around is the thing that makes you just purely immune to damage. Aeon Disc. Muerta does way too much damage, especially with a Silver Edge, to be able to just say, oh, I'm going to tank up against it. I'm going to get a Heart. I'm going to get a BKB. I'm going to get a Kaya Sanj. I'm going to, your status resist isn't going to help you. Health isn't going to help you. Armor's not going to help you. You really need it here. So we can see Chalice is just struggling with it throughout the entire game here. And ironically enough, in the final fight of the game, on Azure Ray, their Weaver buys an Aeon Disc. Lou buys it here. And this is the best fight they had in 20 minutes because he eats all of the initial burst in the fight, and Chalice actually lives long enough to stack up some quills. I'm screaming at it from the audience the whole time. I'm like, get an Aeon Disc, man. You're not going to survive this. Sure enough, their throne is dying. The Weaver grabs one, and, they still get wiped 5 for basically nothing. But at least he lived long enough, and you just get a little glimpse of what an earlier fight might have looked like if that Bristleback had survived there. So, I don't know, that's my analysis of the game there. I really think that like, the in-the-box thinking might have killed them there. I think Azure Ray was looking at this game, and they were going, well, a Bristle, you don't want to have to get Aeon Disc. You want to be tanky, right? You want to live. You want to do the thing. But you got to adjust, man. You've got 3 abduction heroes on the enemy team with 2 Silver Edges. You're not going to survive. Just get yourself alive. Anyways, that's my breakdown. That's what I thought about it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Is Abduction just way too strong? Is Aeon Disc just like underrated here? Are there other ways that Chalice could have saved himself? Or does FY just need to be quicker, Maybe this really is the fault of the Shadow Demon there. I blame the supports, Anyways, let me know down in the comments below. And also just let me know what you think of this new format of content. I'm trying to keep things super short, super succinct, talk about small topics that are just kind of a little bit easier to digest. I'm hoping that lands with some of you. If it doesn't, let me know. If you want some longer form stuff, I could do that too. But just happy to be back. Happy to be back in the Dota scene. Happy that TI is back in North America, man. It was great to be there and great to see all of you awesome people. I love you so much. Thanks for being awesome, and I will see you again next time.